Hey gang, welcome back to Tuesday night. My name is Janet Callahan. I'm also known as Lady Erin Rod, and this is my weekly video Facebook Live podcast thing, whatever you want to call it, whatever we're calling these days, about pagan parenting. This week I want to talk about Samhain. We probably should have talked about this a couple weeks ago because it's getting close, but a lot of people are still trying to figure out what in the world they're going to do that involves their kids. One of the things that we have done the last few years is that I usually light candles for our beloved dead. And I usually offer to light candles for other people too. So frankly, if you want me to light a candle for somebody, leave your name and their name in the comments below and I'll add you to our list. Trick-or-treating is not such a big thing here. Our street doesn't have a lot of kids on it. And further back in our neighborhood, there's more kids, but not so many make it all the way up here. So a lot of years also, it is ridiculously cold here. Too cold for trick-or-treating, realistically anyway. So a lot of years we get like 10 kids or less. The kids' school does a trick-or-treating thing. It is reasonable for them. We usually do the sensory-friendly version that we started a couple of years ago, right before everybody else goes through. Like, we go 15 minutes early so that it's not like standing in line and waiting forever and a totally packed hallway full of 500 kids. And that seems to work pretty well for them. So besides trick-or-treating, even that's sort of a standard traditional thing and harkens back to old traditions, really old traditions that our pagan ancestors would have followed. Before we had kids, we threw a big party. We would have a feast for the dead, and we would put out a table for photos and offerings and that sort of thing. We'd have a big bonfire, and we'd invite everybody we knew, pagan or otherwise, to add photos to the altar, or to leave an offering, or to write a note to somebody and throw it into the fire. I kind of miss doing that, but it's hard to have people here late at night with kids who are asleep way early, because my kids are in bed by 8, so that sort of puts a damper on everything evening-wise. This year, one of the things I think we're going to do is I asked my mother-in-law about family graves that are local, and I think we're going to go leave flowers and decorate graves. It's kind of a weird thing here. Some of those graves are down in not so great parts of the city because it's family plots that have been there for years and years, generations worth of people. But I think it's something important for the kids to see and something for them to do that they can participate in, and we can talk more about genealogy and those people and who they were and those sorts of things. I haven't really made plans for that yet, other than to start figuring out where all those graves are. I know where my family graves were back in Missouri, but I don't really know my in-laws so much here. So it's been an interesting experience asking all those questions. Anyway, so with that in mind, I want to hear what you guys are planning for Samhain with your kids. I don't know if we're even going to do a pumpkin this year, a jack-o'-lantern. It's not always sensory friendly for the kids, so we'll see. Meanwhile, the Magical Moms Club has book club tomorrow. I got to get those questions posted. And Saturday, for those of you who are within reasonable distance of Detroit, Saturday is the Witches Bazaar, and I will be there vending. You should totally come out and see it. The bazaar is free to the public. Pagans in Need is one of their charities this year, so if you bring canned food, you can give them non-perishable food items. And I think there's another charity, but I don't remember who it is. Anyway, 80-something vendors. And then afterwards is the Witch's Ball. The Witch's Ball has been sold out for weeks, so if you don't have tickets, tough luck. But you should totally come out and stop by and say hi, because I'll be there vending. With that, I'm going to call it a night and go find my inhaler because this weather is killing me. And I will talk to you next week. Thanks, everybody.